In my previous life, I was because of the so-called justice. He personally sent his underworld father to the guillotine. He didn't blame him in the slightest. Instead, he looked at me with relief until his father was executed. I just woke up. That so-called justice is just a pawn of the big man Boban. Endless remorse and self-blame wrapped around me. If I look at it again, I will be reborn. It goes back to the moment before my father was preparing for a firefight, and she woke up and hurried back to school. Don't spit your blood when you get into a fight here. My father dropped this sentence. He turned his head and roared at a group of strong men in the room. What are you rubbing? What about the pheasant knife? The one that was just sharpened. Chen Yi was nicknamed the Pheasant, father's most loyal #1 horse. Lost. He was cut off in this firefight. Became a complete useless person. Brothers, Jiang Ce's little rabbit cub rode on Lao Tzu's head to poop. Grab our supply. Smash our car. I still want to take over our territory today. Can this breath be bared? That definitely can't. Thousand Taya. The roar shook the sky. My father looked at the scene in front of him. The fascination under his eyes quickly faded. Instead, it is the firmness of bone erosion. Now that it has been reborn, then the tragedy of the past life must not be repeated. Just when my father was under the knife, moment you are ready to take the lead in rushing out, I reached out and grabbed his wrist. Error. 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 The lines are not moving. Down the knife. Error. There are dozens of brothers who are all stuck. Who doesn't know? The eldest young master of the Shen family. He is a good baby who only reads the books of the sages. I don't even dare to look at killing chickens on weekdays. Today he dared to stop the old man from chopping people. What nonsense are you talking about, you kid? That bastard pee on my face. I don't see how he will mess around in Linhai City in the future. Let go. Hurry back to your university to study. This kind of dirty work is something you can manage. I let you put down the knife. You can't understand people's words, right? It's against you. I am your old man. You dare to care about me. The pheasant pulled the young master away and sent him back to school. The eldest nephew's words are not rough. This kind of scene is not suitable for children. Oh, yes. Out of the way. My father exerted his strength violently, finally shook off my hand. But the next second, I took a step forward. The figures fast. Like a shadow. And everyone didn't react. My right hand reached out like lightning, accurately clasped his father's wrist, holding the knife. The fingertips squeezed the numb tendons. The heavy steel knife was slammed on the concrete floor, made a screeching sound. It was silent. Everyone's eyes widened. Look at me like a monster. That weak Shen family scholar. He actually snatched the knife of Linhai tiger Shen Xiaoshan empty-handed. You are against the sky. Dad, if you want to die in prison, you will sit through the bottom of the prison. You take a step out of this door. I will never stop you, you little rabbit. Know the fart world. People all rode to my neck and pooped. I didn't hide from him. Who will call me Brother Xiaoshan on the road tomorrow? Get out of here. Whoever stops me today is anxious with whom. See here. My father bent down to pick up the knife. I spoke coldly. Crossroads 2 streets away. There is a Sailing van. Suffix of the license plate number is 88. Sitting inside was Captain Cheng of the criminal investigation team, holding the arrest warrant that had just been issued. Then the knife in your hand is stained with blood. Congratulations on your 20th anniversary. Maybe you have to eat a gun. How do you know that Chen Yama is there? Dang lie. The nemesis on the road in Linhai City. People sent him to the nickname Chen Yama. Whoever touches it will plant it. If you don't believe it, now send a face-to-face brother to take a look. See if the car is parked there. See if the person in the car is drinking tea. And other nets. Chen Yi immediately winked at a little brother at the door. The little brother ran away. After 5 minutes, the little brother stumbled back and rushed back. The face turned pale. It's like seeing a ghost. It's really noteworthy. It's at the intersection. I recognize that car. Plainclothes car in the city bureau. There are also 2 police cars parked at the door of Jiang's restaurant. It seems to be protecting the scene. My father's face changed from red to white. It also changed from white to blue. His back instantly broke out in a cold sweat. If it weren't for the son who snatched the knife just now, he is now a dead man. Are you sober? This Jiang Ce. It's too yin. This is not called yin. This is called dimensionality reduction strike. Error. 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 It's human feelings. Error. 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 You wear a vest because he uses his brain. You use a knife because he knows how to use the police to kill. And you will only send yourself to prison. Then what do you say? People are all riding their faces in output. Let me be a shrunken turtle. I can't swallow this breath. Dad, I am your son. Someone bullied me. Dad, I want to kill him more than you. We're going to do it differently. 3 days. Dad, give me these brothers. Give me the company's official seal. It also made the brothers throw away the knives in their hands. I don't touch the knife. Within 3 days of not using a gun, I asked Jiang Ce to kneel at the door of our house, spit out the snatched territory, then send the money to the door obediently. If you can't, I will never care about your idle affairs in my life. You want to go to jail. I'll bring you food. Big nephew, are you reading stupidly? Jiang Cheng's master is not a vegetarian. Don't blow the cowhide. Shut up. I believe you once. Anyway, if it weren't for you today, Lao Tzu will already be in the mouse. This life is what you picked up. This company is also reserved for you. You love to toss and turn. The eldest son now has in our hands, except for these big bosses, nothing. What are you going to do with him? Here. I laughed at that moment. Sven's eyebrows and eyes surged with coldness. It looks like a poisonous snake that has just spat out a letter. This is a scumbag, but it is extremely captivating. It's not easy. First of all, I changed this outfit. Go buy a suit, the most expensive kind. The next day, Linhai International Trade Building. My father was competing with a tie around his neck. His face was flushed. Error. When you wear it, you are no longer an Old Town Insurance, the gangster leader of the protection fee. It is a famous private entrepreneur in Linhai City, Shen Xiaoshan, chairman of the board. Then I also changed my outfit. Dark gray custom suit, cut close. It outlines the tall and handsome figure of a young man, faded away from the weakness of the past. A little more calm and sharp, like a young elite who has just entered the business world. Let's go. Oh dang, remember for a while, to the company. The waist is straight and speaks less. If you really want to scold people, you will scold in your heart. Hey, got it. I know it. Are you Lao Tzu? Or am I? In the blink of an eye, I arrived at Xiaoshan Transportation Company. A group of shirtless men. Zheng Bai was playing cards and bragging in the yard, shouting 5 shouts. Oh, Big Brother is here. Everyone turned around, instantly quiet. His eyes widened. I saw 2 men in suits walking in at the door, walking in front of the tiger's back and bare waist. It was their eldest brother, Shen Xiaoshan. Youthful temperament that follows is cold. It was actually their eldest young master, Shen Yanci. Fuck. Big Brother. What's wrong with this? Dressed so upright. That's the young master. This temperament is similar to the elites in Hong Kong films. I ignored the eyes of the people around me. Go straight to the finance room. Uncle Zhao brought the ledger. Oh no. What are you doing with the ledger? This thing is boring. You can't understand it. Zhao Fusheng is an old man in the company. He is also his father's most trusted housekeeper. But I know it very well. This man has unclean hands and feet, unable to say boo to a goose. It's still a typical wallflower. He was him in the previous life. Effect in battle. Delivered a lot of news to Jiang Ce. I don't look at one. Read it to me. Just read last month's hospitality fee. There are also details of the purchase just now. Zhao Fusheng panicked, but he did not dare to disobey. Bite the bullet and pick up the ledger. Purchased 10 tons of steel. Unit price 3,232.0. In total, average price of steel in the market was 2,600 last month. Uncle Zhao, which store did you buy it from? 260 billion, 36 million, 3,000 yellow gold and diamond steel, 200,000, 2040. 20 more expensive. That's a few orders. There is an urgent fee. Go. That continues. May 8 hospitality fee. 50 yuan. Who are you entertaining? Entertain several leaders of the Industrial and Commercial Bureau. Which surnames are what? Where to eat? What kind of wine do you drink? Zhao Fusheng was completely panicked. The stammering answer did not come up. This is all arranged by Brother Liu. I'm not sure. The next second I slapped the ledger violently. The sound is not loud, but with a breathtaking coercion. Zhao Fusheng was so frightened that he sat on the ground. Even the father who was smoking at the door was shocked. The cigarette in his hand almost fell to the ground. Uncle Zhao's account is rotten like a piece of cloth. I don't ask how greedy you are, but whose pocket did the 50 yuan hospitality fee go into? Who instructed you to make false accounts? It's best to think clearly before answering. Zhao Fusheng's face turned pale instantly. Lips trembled. His eyes looked at me in horror. Cold sweat on his forehead went down his cheeks. After doing the ledger, put this first. Uncle Zhao, go and wash your face with sweat. What's wrong with my son? The account is not right, Dad. This company has survived to this day. It's all up to your life. Let's go. It's almost time. He went to see Jiang Ce. Really go, we didn't bring anything. Dad has no bottom in his heart. Who said I didn't bring it? Take it. I took it from my briefcase. Take out a thick stack of documents. Hand it to his father. The father took V suspiciously. Open it and take a look. The eyes almost popped out. About Jiang's casino. Investigation report on major fire hazards of Dingsheng KTV. Jiang's logistics, 1999. Tax evasion. And tax evasion details. Copy. There are even a few blurry but clearly identifiable photos. In the photo, Jiang Ce is upstairs with several underage girls in the box. Where did you get this, son? The fire protection problem of Jiang's entertainment city is the lifeblood of the Jiang family. The account book of tax evasion is even more top secret. Dad, don't ask. The question is the ancestral master's appreciation of food. Let's go, Chairman Shen. Go teach the invincible Jiang Dashao. What does it mean to be real black eating black? The other side. And he was stuffing a steel pipe into his waist with his buttocks. He also said that he was a young master. Be prepared. In case the grandsons of the Jiang family play yin, I can also block the eldest brother. Take it out. Throw it all at me. Brother, this is a stick. It's not a crime. What are we going to do today? Go cut people and grab territory. Collect protection fees. We are going to conduct business negotiations. Go talk about a multi-million-dollar business. Which boss have you ever seen with a net worth of millions pinned a water pipe to his waist to negotiate a contract? This is hold a price drop. Listen to the young master. Today, we are civilized people. Dad will be there in a while. I'm going to set a rule for you. Always smile. People all made faces and output. You make me laugh. I'm going to negotiate. It's not about selling laughs. Young master and eldest brother have a violent temper. This is not silly out of internal injuries. I'll settle the accounts for you. Let's take 30 brothers and rush in. Put Jiang Ce into the ICU. It's cool. Ha 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 ha. That's pretty cool. Ha 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 ha. And who pays for the medical expenses? Who the police arrest? How much do we have to pay? You have to respect it for a few years. My father stopped talking. He has a clear heart. This fight is over. At least hundreds of thousands of dollars were lost. I have to run away from the limelight. Pay for one's whistle. I'll change the algorithm. If I bankrupt his company, a lot of debt on his back. Let him change from the eldest young master of the Jiang family to a bereaved dog. Finally, he went to prison to pick up soap because of economic crimes. His money becomes ours. His turf becomes ours. He not only has to kneel and beg us, I have to spend the rest of my life in prison. Dad, you said it was a good deal to beat him. It's better to play him to death. Is this still the nerd who only reads? This thought. It's darker than me, a person who has been in the underworld for half my life. Son, if you are a gangster in the future, I guess it's nothing to do with our old guys. This is also too yin. Lao Deng is not called yin. This is called capital operation. This is called dimensionality. Reduction, strike. There will be more of this kind of thing after learning a little. Listen to you. Even if he puts the knife on my neck today, Lao Tzu also smiled at him, as long as he can cheat his money. Don't joke and call him grandpa. After a while, the group arrived at Jiang's restaurant smoothly. In the box, Jiang Ce sat on the main seat with Erlang's legs crossed. See my father come in. A sarcastic smile curled up on the corner of his mouth. Brother Xiaoshan, let's not go around the corner. Call you here today. Just two things. The freight line of the First City South Terminal belongs to me. Second, in order to make up for the medical expenses of my brother who was injured last time, take out 500 yuan. Just agreed to these two conditions. We will still be good neighbors in the future. If you don't agree, I'm afraid this meal today is not easy to digest. Or leave the territory. Either leave one hand. Jiang Ce, you dream wide. The dock was fought by the Lao Tzu brothers. Why give it to you? I also want Lao Tzu's hand. You are not afraid of popping your teeth. Then there is nothing to talk about. Jiang Ce sneered. The wave of his hand, the thugs behind him immediately took a step forward. The machete in his hand was raised in unison. The atmosphere in the box instantly froze to the freezing point. The smell of blood seemed to have spread. Wait, don't be nervous. The words just fell. Everyone's gaze, they all focused on me on the side. I saw that I was unhurriedly opening my briefcase. Take out a long black strip-like object from inside. I smiled. Press the switch. The red light of the voice recorder starts flashing. Jiang Shao, don't stop. Continue to talk about whose hand you just said you want to keep. Louder. Be clear. I pointed to the flashing red light. Gentle smile, but the ice under his eyes was quenched, like an elegant devil. Article 274 of the Criminal Code. Extortion. The amount is huge, or there are other serious circumstances. He shall be sentenced to fixed-term imprisonment of not less than 3 years, but not more than 10 years. Crime of intentional injury causes serious injury. He shall be sentenced to fixed-term imprisonment of not less than 3 years, but not more than 10 years. This recording. I'll have my lawyer back up 3 copies. 1 for the criminal investigation team of the Municipal Bureau. 1 for the Procuratorate. There is also 1 for there. Captain Cheng drinking tea. Jiang Ce had that little voice recorder. Corners of the eyes twitched violently. His face was instantly gloomy and could drip water. You're playing yin. Don't say that. This is a business habit. This is the case with large company meetings. Leave a bottom to avoid trouble in the future. But why did Jiang Xiao's face look so ugly? Is it that the legal provisions just now are not heard clearly? Or I'll replay it. The album is completely blown up. In his own territory, he was output by the father and son. If this gets out, he couldn't raise his head at all on the Linhai City Road. Smash that thing for me. And these two useless dogs beat me to death. Something happened to me. At this moment, my father slapped the table suddenly, stood up. I see who dares to move. Don't look at whose territory this is. Bring them down for me. Before my father could finish speaking, I pressed his shoulder with one hand. Let him sit down. My father shook off my hand, angry. Said, what is the situation of my son now? Can't you see it? Don't wait to be killed. I pointed to my head and said, you. The chairman. The chairman did not do it. It only uses the brain. Finished. I took out a red booklet from my arms. Criminal Law of the People's Republic of China. Red cover was in the dim light of the box. It's even more dazzling than a machete. The brothers are under Article 294 of the Criminal Code. Organize and lead underworld organizations. Sentenced to fixed term imprisonment of more than 7 years and actively participating. He shall be sentenced to fixed term imprisonment of not less than 3 years. But not more than 7 years. This knife was cut down. You are the main culprit. Started for 7 years. Your wife and children are waiting for you until your hair turns gray. For Jiang Ce's thousands of dollars in salary. See this for Jiang Ce. Roared at you bunch of trash. Being scared like this by a college student. Hurry up and do them for me. Hear the words. I opened my briefcase again unhurriedly. Pulled out the tip of the iceberg of the thick document. Only the title is revealed. But these words were enough to make Jiang Ce lose his soul. Jiang Xiao fights and kills a lot of fun. Let's talk about adults. For example, fire safety. Another example is tax compliance. As far as I know, Jiang's restaurant's cash flow this month, it doesn't seem healthy. If this material up here on the desk of the Director of Industry and Commerce and the Tax Bureau. I paused. Jiang Ce was like looking at a guinea pig that fell into a trap. Suspended for 3 months. Huge fines to pay back taxes. Jiang Xiao. Guess. Your usury creditors at that time. Will it peel off your skin? Hear the words. Jiang Ce's forehead was densely covered with cold sweat. Just the interest on those loan sharks. There will be no bone scum left for his Jiang family. The thugs all retreated. And the thugs looked beautiful. In the end, he left the box like an amnesty. There were only 3 people left in the box. My father looked at me. The eyes were full of incredulity. A book on several sheets of paper. It's actually better than Lao Tzu's machete. Jiang Xiao is not so angry. Now we can be at peace. Did you talk about compensation? Tell me how this matter can be turned around. How much do you want? I stretched out 3 slender fingers at Jiang Ce. The air in the 3 million box was a little frozen. My father's eyes almost fell to the ground. Zun, you are crazy. I kidnapped you back then. The brother-in-law of the county magistrate did not dare to offer this price. 3 million, you are poor. Extortion. Dare to knock on my Jiang Ce's head. Believe it or not, I'll call the police to arrest you now. Jiang Xiaowai is a law-abiding citizen. How can it be blackmailed? The 3 million is accountable. Labor expenses and mental damage expenses. What? A labor fee. You come to calculate it for me. What are you doing? It is worth 3 million if you don't understand. Today neither of you, father and son, wants to go out vertically. The first mental loss fee, although my father Shen Xiaoshan is a little thicker, but the heart is fragile and sensitive. Your people rush in with knives. Seriously hurt his young heart. As a result, his hands are moving now. My father was hearing this, frowned. Then he quickly cooperated with a shiver twice. Is it expensive to buy the mental health of an elderly person for 1 million? Not noble. This is the setting of the bandit on which mountain, the second delayed work fee. I am a top student studying law at a famous university. My time is precious. In order to deal with your little bitty, I delayed a whole day. According to my consulting fee standard, plus overtime pay at night. Charge you 500. Why don't you grab it? Don't worry, there is still a big head. The third commercial confidentiality fee. In this ledger, it records all the tax evasion and tax evasion of the Jiang family in the past 5 years. In record. And money laundering. These things are one. Appeared on the desk of the Economic Investigation Brigade of the Municipal Bureau. What do you think of your father, Jiang Zhenhai? How many years of sewing machine to step on in IT? Or do you think the Jiang family stock price can withstand several falling limits? Jiang Ce's face turned pale instantly. The arrogance just now was like being splashed with ice water. It was completely destroyed. It was dead with that stack of copies. How can you have this in your hands? It doesn't matter. What matters is how much time you have left. It's 9:55 p.m. My personal lawyer is sitting in a cafe 500 meters away from the Economic Investigation Brigade of the Municipal Bureau. If I hadn't called him, he will put the original USB flash drive and the report letter. Put it in the mailbox of the Municipal Bureau. You have 5 minutes left. It is to spend 3 million to buy a piece. Or pull the entire Jiang family to be buried. You choose. My father looked at it from the side, muttered to his son, where are our lawyers? Didn't the second dog in our village go to the construction site to move bricks? When did you become a lawyer? Ah, shut up, pup. This is called psychological bobbin. Time passed minute by minute. The shirt on the riverside was already soaked. The psychological line of defense is collapsing little by little. There is still 1 minute. Seems that Jiang Shao has a lot of backbone. Dad left go to the city bureau and be an enthusiastic citizen. I just said that this kid is a stingy. 3 million is reluctant. Our father and son strode forward and backward, front and back, stride, meteor, walk towards the door. I give. Don't go out. It's over if it's so happy. Yang Shao, I like low-end players like you who understand current affairs. In the silent box. This is particularly harsh. I'm not in a hurry. Take out a thick stack of documents thrown in front of Jiang Ce. On the cover, there are 5 bold large letters, assets transfer agreements. Jiang Ce was just about to go to get the checkbook, froze in midair. What is this? Yang Shao is a refreshing person, willing to pay the 3 million hush money, but I'm a particular person. If you take this money directly, that's blackmailer. You will go to jail. I don't do anything illegal, so we have to change the name. Turn it into a legitimate business transaction. What a deal. I opened the contract. Refers to the subject matter clause on the 3rd page. The abandoned gravel yard in the west of the city. It has always been under the name of my father's security company. Birds don't poop in that place. Even wild dogs don't pee. Now I will sell it to the Jiang group for 3 million. Jiang Shao, this is very reasonable. You are a strong seller. The forced sale of this land is worth 3 million. Land is not worth anything at all. But isn't Jiang Shao's freedom worth the price? Oh, Jiang Shao thinks. That ledger recorded all the Jiang family's aviation transactions. It's not just a piece of land. Jiang Ce was desperately holding on to that contract. He knew he had fallen into a pit. If you sign it, you will be wronged. If you don't sign it, you'll be a prisoner. It means you, boy. I really underestimated you before. You are much more ruthless than your bandit father. Sign after the award. Jiang Shao's lawyer is still looking at the watch. It's 9:58. Jiang Ce trembled. Don't dare to talk nonsense anymore. Grab the signature pen. That contract. That was like a deed of sale. Sign the name, stamped with the official seal. He gave him another cash check for 3 million. Slap it on the table. Take the money and get out of the contract. Jiang Shao really kept his promise. Happy cooperation. Jiang Shao's land has great development potential. I believe that in the hands of the Jiang group, it will be able to turn waste into treasure. If there is this kind of business next time, remember to find me again. I'll give you a 98 discount. After saying that our father and son went one after another, swaggered out of the box. In the corridor, my father finally couldn't stand it. Grabbed my arm. The voices were shaking. That's the end of the sun. 3 million is in hand. The gravel yard was really sold. From the black letters on the paper. Bed seal painting. It has legal effect. Daddy starts today. We are serious businessmen. High is really high. In the past, I used to hold a knife on someone's neck. It's just a few thousand yuan. You're torn paper. A few words to get 3 million. This is called a cultural person. Dad got it. This 3 million is just the first pot of gold. There is still a long way to go. The father nodded understandingly. It seems to remember something. Slapped his thigh suddenly. Broken son. The copy of the ledger is still in that kid's hand. In case he finds out it's fake. Who told you it was fake? I didn't say that you were trying to deceive him. Did it come up overnight? It really can't be faked. Fake can't be true. Virtual reality is the most important. In that copy, the first 10 pages are true. The following is all our grocery shopping accounts in recent years. I smiled like a fox that had only become a spirit. And he found out. Our whitewashing plan has long been completed. Just walked out of Jiang's restaurant. So he hurriedly greeted him. What about the young master? No one moves the knife. I see that the Jiang family kid brought more than a dozen bodyguards. If you fight, the few steel pipes in the trunk of my car may not be enough. My father didn't speak. A wooden stake struck by lightning. I took out the light check, handed to Chen Yi Uncle Pheasant. Other stores remember how many steel pipes you have seen. 300 square meters. Chen Yi's throat split, like a rooster that is only choked by someone. The eyeballs almost popped out of the eyes. My mother, great nephew. You blew up that kid's vault in Jiangkang. Daddy Uncle Yamazaki. In the past you brought dozens of brothers. Carrying a watermelon knife to grab territory, or slash 3 times. How much can be divided in the end? My father thought about it. That one seems to have split 800, or because I took the lead, I got an extra 200 medical expenses for life. Bleeding, only 800 yuan was exchanged. That's selling money, the cheapest labor. I spoke calmly, but every word kills the heart. I didn't move a finger today. He moved his mouth, printed a few pieces of waste paper, stamped a radish chapter. I took 3 million. How many times has it doubled? Dad, will you count? My father can't count it, but he was shocked. An unprecedented conceptual shock blasted his stubborn bandit head. This is called intellectual property rights. This is called dimensionality, reduction strike. The old times have changed. Now it's not like fighting, killing. That's a rogue. What we have to do is put on a suit, wearing a tie, use laws and contracts to rob. This is called a businessman. Son, you are really promising. My father's excited voice was stiff. In the past, I always felt that reading was useful. 100 useless people are scholars. I always want you to practice martial arts. I'm afraid you'll be bullied. Now it seems it's wrong. Dad is a rough man. Light is short. Where is this scholar? This is the god of wealth, descending to earth. My heart warmed, but his face still maintained a calm appearance. Daddy is serious. Learn well in the future. My father wiped his face. Suddenly a slap hit Chen Yi's thigh. I heard that I didn't pass on my words. Go down. In the future, all the big and small things in the company will be up to my son. He said, who dares to go east? To the west, Lao Tzu chopped it up and fed it to the dog. Whoever dares to blow up in front of him. I just can't get along with my Shen Xiaoshan. Don't worry, big brother. Who dares to touch the eldest nephew? My old Jia was the first to tie explosives to blow up his whole family. Uncle Pheasant is low-key. We are serious company. Don't use explosives packs at every turn. Learn to call the police. Calling the police to arrest them is the highest level of humiliation. Gao is still a college student. The mind is lively. The crisis was temporarily lifted. Jiang Ce suffered this dumb loss. I dare not act rashly in a short period of time. But I know, evil wolf of the Jiang family will fight back sooner or later. Son, let's go back. When passing by Linhai University, I asked the driver to stop. Dad, I got out of the car. There is one more important thing to do today. Linhai University. That's when I used to drink my youth. There's also the place where the most regrets are left. My father looked puzzled. What's wrong with my son? Where to go to collect the debt? There are also people who owe us money in this school. This is too ridiculous. The students did not let go. Do not collect debts to collect debts. Whose debt is being pursued? Going to chase a previous life made me regret it. Woman who couldn't be recovered until she died. Dad, go back first. You don't have to leave the door for me tonight. After saying that, I strode towards the ivory tower. The back is decisive. Only 2 old men who are more than 100 years old are left. Beautiful faces. Sleeping pheasant. Did I hear it wrong? Are iron trees about to bloom? At night, the old house of the Shen family. My father was already asleep. Made a thunderous sound. I looked at my father quietly for a long time. In his previous life, his father died depressed before he was released from prison. Listen to this familiar sound in this life. I felt extremely at ease. A good night's sleep. I went back to my cabin. Start thinking about your next plan. 3 million in hand. The startup capital is available. The people's hearts have also stabilized. But he wanted to fight against the behemoth of the Jiang family. This money alone is not enough. I need allies. A strong leverage point is needed. I wrote a name on the paper, Su Dingguo, in the memory of the previous life. It was tonight. Su Dingguo was designed by Jiang Ce's uncle Jiang Ceoshan. A VAM agreement was signed on the land west of the city. It was a mortal game. 3 months later, the Su family's capital chain was broken. The building collapsed. The Su family collapsed. In High City is the hall of the Jiang family. I didn't even have a chance to turn over. I drew a circle on Su Dingguo's name with a red pen, so the Su family can't die. Saving the Su family is not only to repay the love of the year, it is also to take the opportunity to lay eggs. The Su family is resource connections. There's also the land that is about to appreciate, rather than being swallowed by the Jiang family. Why don't you let me cut off the beard? The next day I changed into a clean white shirt. The hair was scratched at will. It shows a bit of youthful vigor. I took a deep breath. Silently think about this life in your heart. I want to fill all the regrets. We must also take the benefits that should be taken. Get a lot of points back. The only daughter of Su Dingguo, the richest man in Linhai, Su Wanqing, flower of the finance department. It is also recognized as the flower of the mountains in the whole school. After 3 months, the capital chain of Su's group was broken. Su Dingguo committed suicide by jumping off a building. This proud snow lotus fell into the dust overnight. The mansion was sealed. Luxury car was impounded. Those suitors who once surrounded her instantly changed face. Some people even fell into the trap. I want to force him to accompany the wine. It was a rainy night in my last life. I washed dishes at a food stall on the side of the road. I saw the once invincible school flower. She was soaking wet for dozens of dollars, pushing and rubbing with a drunken man. But I was also the son of a wanted criminal at that time, a sitting duck. I can only watch her being crushed by life. Powerless, I pressed those heavy images back to my heart. Directly blocked Su Wanqing, who was coming in front of him. What are you doing? Is there something wrong? Su Wanqing frowned. The tone was cold. A few boys around stopped, gloating, waiting to see the joke. This kid is crazy. Crazy clams want to eat swan meat. Su Xiaohua is also something he can touch. I don't look at my family composition. I ignored Xiao Pu's whispers. Looking at Su Wanqing, she suddenly smiled. The smile is very gentle. Su Wanqing subconsciously took half a step back. A trace of annoyance flashed in his eyes. Please step aside. I lowered my voice. A bombshell was thrown. Does Su Xiaohua want to save your father's life? Su Wanqing's pupils shrank suddenly. A crack finally appeared on the originally indifferent face. What do you mean? His father has really been in trouble lately. Even company executives rarely know about this. How would I know? 5:30 is just the right time for dinner. The land in the west of the city is a sinkhole. If Mr. Su Signed. The Su family is over. The book in Su Wanking's hand fell to the ground with a snap. Face turned pale. My father is going to sign that contract tonight. Who the hell are you? His voice was trembling. First discovery. I, usually taciturn male classmate. It's so strange. It doesn't matter who I am. The important thing is that I have medicine. Specializes in treating the terminal illness of the Su family. I pointed in the direction of the school gate. Smile like a big-tailed wolf who's determined to win. Su Xiaohua admired her face. Treat me to dinner tonight. I'll tell you how to fill that hole. Su Wenqing looked at me. The eyes are complicated. Finally gritted his teeth and nodded. Okay. But I didn't bring cash. It's okay, I'm not a picky eater. Just spicy hot on the second floor of the canteen. Remember to add 2 eggs. The next day, Su-won found me early in the morning. Yanci, thank you. After going back yesterday, I persuaded my dad. He found someone to check the land in the west of the city overnight. The results are out. Same as you said. That's a sinkhole. If that 50 million is smashed in, my dad might really not be able to think about it. I smiled. The tone is flat. And no thanks. Just take what you need. By the way, since I didn't buy land, then your dad hasn't finished speaking yet. The late Qing dynasty interrupted me. There was a hint of helplessness and confusion in his voice, although the money was saved. But the temporary breach of the contract offended the developer. The circle said that the Su family was untrustworthy. Funds are idle. My dad wants to cheat everything he sees. A reliable and stable new project is urgently needed to restore its reputation. Hearing this, my eyes lit up. This is still really someone who gives a pillow when you sleep. Su Xiaohua, tell your dad. Let him not worry. Within a month, I gave him a project that was 10 times better than integrity. When the time comes, the 2 companies will talk about cooperation. He looks suspicious of your cooperation. I still have something to do with cooperation. I didn't explain much if I left first. He left without looking back. The bait has been scattered. The fish also bit the hook. The rest is to wait for the moment when the net is closed. Not long after I came to my father's company. As soon as I entered the door, my brain suddenly hurt. 2 rows of shirtless men were placed on the steps, holding the lunchbox and devouring it. The tattooed arms are mixed with oil. The blue dragon on the left and the white tiger on the right. Once upon a time, there was a Mickey Mouse. A big man with a big flesh smiled sideways. Oh. The eldest nephew didn't eat it. The rat has a large waist. Ignoring him, he walked straight into the front desk of the hall. The yellow-haired girl stood on the table with her feet up, shaking her legs and eating melon seeds. Peel snowflakes spread all over the floor. On the second floor, there was even a mahjong smashing table and a rough roar. Give money who chops off their fingers. The whole company is smoky. I slammed open the door of the conference room. The smoke was swirling. 7 or 8 shirtless men gathered around the mahjong table. Shouting stopped abruptly. The scarred face of the main position can see the person coming clearly. The scolding was stuck in the throat. Young master, what are you crazy about? I didn't care about stepping on it. Go straight to the mahjong table. Buckle the edge of the table. Lift the force. Wala's table overturned. Mahjong splash. It's against the sky. Someone cursed angrily and wanted to rush up. I took a step forward. Take out a copy of the 3 million check. Slapped on the chair. I have the capital to move roughly. And I can see clearly with the eyes of a big dog. Scarface took a closer look. The eyes are wide and round. 3 to 3 million. The rest gasped. It's really fake. I sneered and glanced at them. No knife and no blood. Earn 3 million a day. What about you? Playing mahjong for hundreds of pieces to win or lose and also use a knife. Shameful. Everyone was speechless. The skin is hot. I pointed to the mess all over the place. Dress me. Today. Here's the company. It's not Liangshan Slope. If you don't want to do it, go get paid and leave. No one moved. Who doesn't want to whitewash? At this moment, there was a cough at the door. His father Shen Xiaoshan walked in a suit and leather shoes. Or the young master spoke. Can't you hear him? Hurry up and put the clothes on me. My father's voice is more effective than the imperial decree. The house suddenly jumped, and the chickens flew. And the dogs jumped. The men were in a hurry. The sleeves of the suit are reversed. The button is misplaced. It's funny. Then the father said seriously, start today. Our company was officially transformed. Who dares to show tattoos shirtless in the future? Lao Tzu immediately took sandpaper and rubbed his skin. Instead, he washed his face and smiled bitterly. Big brother. What will you call you from now on? Hearing this, Shen Xiaoshan roared at his mother. Don't call me big brother anymore. That's the underworld call. Call me chairman in the future. Call the young master general manager. Remember, no, there is also the young master's final say after the company's affairs. Do you have any opinions? After a dead silence, a sparse shout sounded. It's sad. In the future, we will listen to the chairman and general manager. I didn't laugh at this pack of wild wolves. It's just superficial obedience. Half an hour after the meeting, all supervisors come to my office. 1 minute late. Deduct 10 and finish. I turned and left. The aura is cold. The crowd dispersed. In the shadows of the corners, the golden silk eyes are sunny, but the cold light shines. Financial director Bang Chenggan is looking at my back. The corners of his mouth curled up with a sinister smile. The general manager's milk smell has not dried. I also want to share the cake. He raised his foot and crushed the mahjong tiles on the ground. The surname of a fake high company is Shen. Money is not necessarily. People in the conference room were almost dispersed. My father was surrounded by a group of old brothers. Go inspect the cafeteria. I want to add chicken legs to everyone. I didn't move, sitting alone in the wide general manager's chair. The pen at your fingertips rotates silently. The gaze behind the lenses locked the half-open door. I was waiting for that past life to send me to prison. Good uncle who ruined my family. Sure enough, it didn't take half a minute. Charter. and pushed the door in. A standardized smile piled up on his face. Shen Xiaoshan, the financial director of Jiang Ce Security, the dog-headed military division of the West, handing over the bag, and the few owners in the world are busy. The scene just now. Even your father calmed down. The company has already handed it over to you. There is hope for listing. I pushed the cigarette away. Chew up the gum. Uncle Zhang passed the award. I have to grow my body. He pulled out a document, lowered the voice, and approached. I heard that the young master took 3 million from the Jiang family. In this era, the money is dead money. Inflation is so high. Sitting and eating is empty. I have an overseas high-tech fund. 20 annualized principal and interest. Use personal relationships to get internal quotas. 3 million invested. Earn 600 yuan a year. The interest is not as good as raising that group of bosses. I was looking at the English PPT. And the tall chart sneered in his heart. Overseas funds. I'm afraid it's a money laundering account. The previous life. Jiang Chang'an used this trick to take away the company's 5 million. This caused my family to be ruined. So I pretended to exclaim 20. The bank only gave 2 points. Jiang Chang'an's smile was even greater. Take out the financial approval form. Said it was the young master. The machine does not wait for anyone to sign. The money will be transferred out tomorrow. I will see the return money next month. I laughed at Uncle Zhang, who are my dad's life and death brother. Besides him, I believe in you the most. His eyelids jumped. Then he urged to watch you grow up. I can still pit you. After signing quickly, today's quota will be gone. I grabbed a pen. The cursive signature shows the prodigal's wine. You are fully responsible for this. You don't have to tell my dad. I'm waiting for the dividends. Jiang Chang'an grabbed a single word. The hand was shaking and the chair fell and was not supported. The footsteps slipped briskly to the door. Young master, your dad is really blessed to have you. After saying that, the figure disappeared. The smile on my face faded. Pull away the nuns. Press the voice recorder's stop button. Blessings. I groped for the cold metal. Uncle Zhang has this blessing for you. Stand in front of the window, watching his second-hand Honda rush out of the door. The corners of my mouth curled up in a cruel arc. Road is paved. The pit is dug deep. The greedy, the better. If you are not greedy, how can I send you to eat in prison for a lifetime? Not long after the general manager's office, I groped for the lines of the leather seats. There was a knock at the door. Bin Chen also poked his head in. Big nephew, no. Mr. Shen. I turned my chair. Throw out a bank card. Uncle Pheasant play. A big mouth. You will meet by chance when you go out. Jiang Chang'an said. This is the 5 million coffin book praised by the old man. Password 68. Jenny pinched the card and stared. How can a 5 million big brother have so much private money? He still owes me 200 for playing cards. I smiled like a weasel that only calculates chickens. Is there anything that doesn't matter? The important thing is whether Jiang Chang'an believes it or not. Remember to be mysterious. Sneaky. Make him think you are leaking your mouth. Chen also seemed to understand, but he has the merit of being obedient. I don't know how to act as a fool. I'm good at acting with a big mouth. Chen also grabbed the card. Turn around and go out. I looked at the closed door. Push the glasses. Open the background of the financial system on your computer. Here's the system I had people redo overnight last night. The interface is advanced. In fact, it is all loopholes, especially for large transfers. I deliberately canceled the chairman's SMS verification. This last firewall left a financial director authorized by Yudun as long as Jiang Chang'an inserts his shield. This 3 million plus the so-called 5 million coffin books can fly to the other side of the ocean in 3 seconds. Uncle Zhang left it for you. The lock is also picked for you. If you don't come in and get something, I'm sorry for my painstaking efforts. In the corridor, Chen also walked around there 3 times. Zhonggen saw Jiang Chang'an holding a briefcase and the little song, and came out of the toilet. Chen also pounced directly. Strangle him. Lao Zhang has reliable overseas funds now. Jiang Chang'an's eyes lit up. That must be. Why do you want to vote? Chen Yeshan mysteriously took out his bank card. It is the coffin book of 5 million that the eldest brother privately hidden. Recently I want to take it out for investment. Password 68. Eldest brother asked me to get the card first. For you, he will figure it out when he comes back and then let you earn it. Jiang Chang'an looked at the card. In his eyes, this is not a card. This is a piece of fat and oily braised pork. 5 million plus the previous 3 million, 8 million. This vote is over. He can be chic all his life abroad. Don't worry, brother Mountain Chicken. Jiang Chang'an took the card. Hands are shaking. I'll keep it for my eldest brother first. You can't lose that. My finance office still has some accounts that have not been settled. I went first. After saying that, Jiang Chang'an turned around and ran away. The footsteps are vain. It's like stepping on cotton. Greed has completely consumed his reason. I forgot even the most basic verification. The company building was dark late at night. Only the windows of the finance room. There is a faint blue light. I was sitting downstairs in a black car. The phone screen is on. That's the real-time footage of high-definition night vision surveillance. In the picture, Jiang Chang'an is operating frantically. First of all, the 3 million transfer. Enter your password to confirm. The progress bar goes very fast. 10 of the total, 50,000. 100 transfer successful. Jiang Chang'an waved his fist suddenly. Silent laughter. The mouth is talking about fools. Father and son followed. He took out the bank card on his father's coffin board again. Prepare to transfer the 5 million. Insert 6/8. Check your balance. The smile on Jiang Chang'an's face froze in the next second. Stiff and misremembered. He slapped the keyboard frantically. He thought the computer was broken. The balance of 50 yuan was displayed on the screen. 50. is 50. In the surveillance, Zhang Cheng slumped on a chair. Grab your hair. The face doubts life. See here. I turned off the screen. 50 yuan is enough to convict you of attempted theft, but that 3 million, however, it is a real embezzlement and embezzlement of public funds. The amount is huge. The circumstances are serious. Count this prison meal. You have to eat to death. Then I took out my phone. Dialed Chenyi's phone. The voice is lazy, with a hint of the joy of watching a play. Uncle Pheasant the Fish is about to take the bait. Call a few brothers. The Prosperous Emperor nightclub is today. I will treat you tonight. Celebrate that our company is about to cut out a cancer. Not long after, a group of us went to the Shengxi Imperial Dynasty nightclub. This straight custom suit on my body, and surrounded by floral shirts. The gangsters in leggings are out of place. It was like a crane falling into a flock of pheasants. Chen Yi followed me. Eyes are not enough. Look left at the thigh. Look at the big thunder on the right. The harazi almost flowed down. Keep your mouth shut. Error. 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 Lift your chest and look up. Error. 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 A woman walked down the spiral staircase on the second floor. A bright red high-slit chomzom, shaking the white sleeve fan in his hand. Early 30s is the age of ripe. I walked my waist twisted like a water snake. Sister Hung, the famous red powder leader on the road in Linhai City. She is also the proprietress of this gold mine. My dad Shen Xiaoshan helped him block the wine bottle. This incense has been left to this day. Aunt Hung pushed my glasses. A polite nod. The red sister who called this aunt trembled. She came closer. The fan tapped lightly on my shoulder. The fragrant breeze is overwhelming. What to call auntie? Call me old. Sister Hong looked me up and down. The eyes are full of amazement. Why didn't I find it before? The Jiangcheng still hides such a piece of jade in his house. This is elegant. I really want people to tear it open to see if it's black inside. Chen Yi swallowed his saliva next to him. This woman is a fairy. Sister Hong joked. My expression did not change. He even helped Sister Hong straighten her shawl. There's nothing to do without ascending to the Three Treasures Hall. I came today to ask Sister Hong about something. Sister Hong's eyes flashed. Put away the teasing look. He waved his hand. Dismiss the surrounding yan. Go to the 888 box. Wake up the bottle of Lafitte that has been stored for 10 years. The 888 box has excellent sound insulation. The hustle and hustle outside was instantly isolated. Leather sofa, crystal chandelier. Sister Hong personally poured me a glass of wine. The slender fingers crossed the rim of the cup. Go ahead. My big sand master made the Jiang family so miserable today. There is still time to come to my pastime. The news is really good. The morning incident spread throughout Linhai City. I took a sip of red wine. It is the movement of the Jiang family. Sister Hong lit a slender lady's cigarette. Exhale a puff of smoke ring. The expression became a little solemn. Jiang Xiaoshan's old fox is still raising money everywhere. I can't take care of you for the time being, but the little mad dog on the riverside was anxious. I raised my eyebrows. The girl under my hand. Here. The wind. Sister Hong lowered her voice, leaned forward. It was full of pressure. Jiang Ce issued a bounty on the road. 500 yuan to buy you a leg. The cup in Chen Yi's hand shook. The wine spilled on his crotch. Fuck this grandson playing with yin. I laughed. I shook my wine glass. Look at the scarlet liquid and a beautiful curvature on the wall of the cup. 500. There was a hint of mockery in his tone. There is also a hint of dissatisfaction. My legs are so worthless. Sister Hong was stunned for a moment. Shouldn't normal people be afraid when they hear this kind of news? At least you should be nervous. Why is this kid still thinking that the price is low? It's too little. That's 500 pounds. It's enough to buy a house in the south of the city. How many outlaws are in this money? The young master has been careful when going out recently. I put down my glass. The glass hits the marble tablet top. It made a crisp sound. Sister Hong helped me pass a message. I leaned back on the sofa. Cross your hands. The eyes are cold. Tell the brothers on the road. Jiang Ce paid 500 yuan to buy my legs. That's looking down on me. Li. I paid 1 million to buy a leg of Jiang Ce. Sister Hong's hand shook. The soot fell on the chongzam. His beautiful eyes widened. Look at me like a monster. You mean it? I took out the checkbook from my arms. Write down a string of numbers. Tear it off and slap it on the table. The 1 million is placed here first. Who sent Jiang Ce's legs? Who owns this money? If both legs are delivered, I'll add another million. Madman, this is definitely a madman. And a rich maniac. Sister Hong looked at the check. I just feel dry in my throat. Where is this Swen? This is clearly a hungry wolf in a suit. Violence is used to control violence. No, it's the violence of money. Sister Xing Hong took a deep breath. Tuck the check into your chest. This word. Tonight it will spread to every corner of Linhai City. Jiang Ce's kid is afraid that he will open his eyes even when he sleeps. I nodded in satisfaction. That's right. Problems that can be solved with money. Why desperately? At this moment, loud bang came from outside the door. It was like the sound of beer bottles slamming against the wall, followed by, it was a burst of screams from women and scolding from men. Stink shameless. What's wrong with me having a glass of wine? Why do you pretend to be high? There was a loud noise of the table being overturned. Sister Hong's brows furrowed instantly. Breath from this charming woman erupted. Damn data made trouble in my mother's field. He stood up suddenly, grabbed the walkie-talkie on the table. Where are the security guards dead? I also stood up. I sorted out the suit without wrinkles. A playful smile curled up on the corner of his mouth. Sister Hong seems to be unhappy tonight. Go out and see which immortal is spreading the wild. Just walk to the door with a muffled bang. A young man in a cheap jacket. The back is slammed against the wall. Dust rinses and falls, but he didn't even snort. Rebound with strength. Sharp whip leg was pulled out. The gangster rushing to the front screamed. The calves show an eerie curvature. Ruthless, accurate, and fast, but this young man is immortal after all. There were a full 8 people besieging him. They all carried steel pipes and wine bottles in their hands. Mom's chain family carries. The leading gangster is a bald head who roared with bloody spit. Together, he was deposed. Dare to meddle in your own affairs. I don't ask who is watching this scene. Finished. 7 or 8 steel pipes smashed down with their heads and faces. Young people can only hug their heads and curl up to protect the vital points. Blood flowed down the corner of his forehead, protected the eyes. Even so, his eyes were still bright and scary, like being cornered. But the lone wolf, who was still looking for an opportunity to bite back. I stood in the shadow of the alley, by the dim street lights. Chong'an saw that face clearly. My heart skipped a beat. A complicated emotion instantly surged into my heart. Cheng Rin is the legendary captain of the future Linhai Criminal Investigation Detachment. People sent him to the nickname Chen Yama. Crime-solving rate 100. Whether it's an outlaw from the underworld, or the moth of the White Road. I had to tremble 3 times when I heard his name. No one dares to provoke easily. In the previous life, after my father Shen Xiaoshan was imprisoned, everyone avoids me like a snake or a scorpion. Only this officer Cheng withstood the layers of pressure above. Part of the truth of the case was found out. Although I couldn't help my dad overturn the case in the end, but I tried my best to save my life. After I was hunted and spurned, in the years when there was no hope in the dark, he was the only light I had ever encountered. It's just the current journey. It's not the terrifying detective. He's just a small fraudster who was suspended from his post and investigated. This is tonight's show. It is estimated that he has seen injustice on the other side. He stepped forward to vent the grievances in my heart. Sister Hong also frowned, shaking the Sioux embroidery fan in his hand. The face was full of displeasure. There was a bit of evil in his tone. These gangsters are becoming more and more unruly. How dare you use a knife in my back alley? Really think that my red sister is easy to bully? He raised his hand as he said. I was ready to grab the walkie-talkie and urge it twice. Security guard quickly raised his hand to stop him. The tone was flat and did not use security. There's no need to mobilize troops for this little thing. After saying that, I turned to look at Chen Ye. The corners of his mouth curled up with a meaningful arc. He said softly, Uncle Pheasant is handed over to you. 2.5 minutes later, they were humming gangsters lying in the alley. Mournful note rises and falls. It resounded throughout the back alley. The scene was a mess. I walked to Cheng Ling's side. A simple smile appeared on his face. I reached out and wanted to pull him. Brothers are good. He is a trainer. Unexpectedly, he shook off my hand, pointed to the gangster lying on the ground. His eyes were full of peace and disgust. It is already a violation of the law to gather a crowd to fight and cause minor injuries. If Lao Tzu is still in the game, I will arrest you all and go to prison today. But don't be too proud. It will bring you to justice sooner or later.